quad DPS on the other side.
So I've got a question for you.
In
what situation?
I should have an answer for you.
Okay, so in what situations, if you're Dallas, do you really want to have the 3 tanks? And what situations would you rather just throw a Sombra in for one of the tanks? Like,
on offense, I think Sombra obviously is a bit more effective on the offensive side, where you can push on forward, scout out the back line. It's a lot easier to create dive opportunities. Let's say you run like Sombra Wrecking Ball, and you get the hacks and the slams come down. You can do a ton of damage in a short amount of time.
So there you have it on the defensive side. Dallas will be playing a bit more of a static composition. But as you mentioned, the D.Va is back. RCK just took a huge hit as he came out the door. Soul now switching, and they will have that Sombra that we've been talking about. They won't have the D.Va.
So what they'll do is try and either, you can try and go for a hack on, let's say, OG. Let's say if you had Graviton Surge, a hack on RSDK, prevent any type of defense matrix, everybody gets grouped up. EMP is great against Sound Barrier. Right here, they get a hack on Unco, and they try and put some pressure, and then that's going to force some members of Dallas Fuel back. So just trying to create some space and opportunity for the rest of the team.
But it's not a full commitment. They're just waiting for just the one hack, and then they move forward. RCK was the one that gets hacked this time. So Michelle is already up to, up to no good behind the Dallas Fuel. Sowing seeds of discord.
It's just like a...
Oh.
that time.
Oh, man.
I was going to say, it can just be annoying playing on the defense, right? You're trying to focus on what's happening in front of you with the Zarya and the Ryan charging you. I think you're always having to turn, look up, to the back. You're losing abilities. Somebody behind you's losing abilities. You got to turn, help them. Like, it's just such a distraction that it makes it very difficult to play against.
Again, tentative. Soul make their way forward around a statue. Dallas want to push it. They want to get aggressive on this. Unco takes a big hit early on, though, and so did AKM. He gets himself healed up with a repair pack from Zachary, and Dallas say, okay, we're going to push it a little bit. We can't go all the way here. It needs to be a two-way street with Soul pushing in.
Unco has to have really good positioning here, and he does. He's going to be able to come out with the Transcendence. They do lose Closer, though.
Can they come back from this? That's the problem. Now the Transcendence is over, so the little buffer that Dallas Fuel had is all gone. And no, it looks like the Graviton Surge was enough, even if that EMP didn't connect with Unco. 5 out of 6 members unable to use their abilities. Still is pretty bad.
And I mean, look, Unco's in a great spot. He dodges the EMP, he comes around the corner, they lose Closer. If Closer lives through that, he has a sound barrier. That fight goes on for a very long time. They just lose Closer before he can get the effects of Transcendence. It'll be Seoul Dynasty taking point A.
And they're on the way. Payload about to pop out now. We don't have to move through this second phase, which is a little bit more closed, I guess. There are some flanking options, but generally we just see teams try and headbutt each other over and over again. Graviton Surge, Earth Shatter for Dallas Fuel. There's also that sound barrier that you mentioned before, Matt.
And I tell you what, this is a tough part of the map to avoid Sombra. You get in this alleyway, it's very difficult not to get hit by an EMP. Transcendence here with the Graviton Surge. It'll be a self-destruct, comes on through, and an Earth Shatter comes through there from Fissure, connects with OG.
A lot of ults being used here. 6-man hack!
Yep.
Everybody on Dallas Fuel hit with that one. And that's what happens when you go up against the composition that features the Sombra. And Dallas, they threw a lot in there, Matt.
And the worst part about it is Dallas invests the sound barrier right as the EMP comes down, and they get absolutely nothing with it. So
just gets ripped off them.
Yeah, EMP. When the Sombra ultimate's used, sound barrier's out, removes all the shields, so you get 0 from that sound barrier that Closer would have provided.
Whereas for Zenyatta, EMP cannot stop Transcendence while it's happening, so it's just a matter of dodging the EMP or using Transcendence preemptively, which is usually not the play, as teams know how to disengage if you use that. Brennon's got the Graviton Surge here, and they are pushing up around the side. Is Michelle going? See if they're at the top of your screen. He's going to try and wrap around, but now Dallas want to get aggressive. They realize there's only 5 players from Seoul here, and they want to try and press that player advantage. It works! They get Fissure, and they keep pushing forward. Michelle might be in the back line, but there's not much he can do more than just harass. What a great window for Dallas to use to go on the attack.
Dallas, what I like there is they use the rally, and then they know that they have to get a kill. Because if they allow Seoul Dynasty to back up, Fleta's like playing to the right of Fissure, he's going to land that grab. And then they're going to come back with grab, and they're going to have their own Transcendence to push through, and they may have just gotten everybody killed doing that. So smart play by Dallas, knowing that with the aggression, they need to pick up a kill there to force Seoul Dynasty all the way back.
So much more decisive today, but Seoul have some moves of their own. AKM's caught up in the corner with the Graviton Surge here. Transcendence thrown in there. Closer even there just for moral support, plus that AoE healing, of course. Now Seoul realize they might be running out of gas. The fuel runs in over the top. Both teams have lost the support. And Unco injects it, didn't have ultimates to bring into the fight, so it's not hugely devastating for either side, but it's not enough for Seoul to go on with. They can't really get super aggressive. That's a big EMP though, 4 players, plus the rally from Munchkin. All the durability they need. Stunning work from Seoul, really well put together.
Yet in the fight previously, you saw Unco be forced to use Transcendence because OG is hacked and they know that Fissure has Shatter. So if he doesn't use Transcendence and come down and heal everybody, Fissure's just going to hit a huge Shatter and wipe them out. So they have to use Transcendence. Seoul Dynasty just backs up a little bit. They set up the next play. They come on through. Really calculated plays from Seoul Dynasty this far.
2 minutes 48 on the clock, so very respectable speed for Seoul on the attack here. Dallas has given them trouble here and there, but they have not stumped them at all. Closer. Just booping Fissure back around the corner. Fletter has almost got another Graviton Surge to start this fight. Unbelievable. He's so charged up. AKM went low, but so did Fletter. He takes a respectful step back. Gonna be a running from Zachary, but he goes down almost immediately, and there it is. Another Graviton. Closer boops the assailing Seoul Dynasty players away, but Dallas is limping back here and taking a heck of a lot of damage. Now they're going to respond with a sound barrier and a grab of their own. They need to get value out of this one. Fissure was so low, but he's brought back up by J-Hog. Now the EMP. Closer on the high ground couldn't do too much, but Unco still got the Transcendence, man. It doesn't matter though. Seoul so much damage early in that fight. Fissure with 2.
And what do? Michelle right now has 19 enemies EMP'd and getting an EMP every minute, connecting with almost 5 players per EMP. There's no opportunity for Dallas to even fight any of these because they never have any of their abilities, never their ultimates online.
Zachary not having the brig anymore. He's switched to Anna. He wants to sit in that top left corner and stay safe while providing healing. Seoul don't have the easiest way to interact with him right now, but they've got bigger things to worry about. Self-destruct in. Fissure has to step back. There it is! 2 knockdown with a Shadow, and that's all Dallas really need here. A big pressure valve for them if they can stay alive in this fight, but Fletter, he has other ideas. He's going to have to back up, though.
They haven't killed Fleta all map, so he's kept that energy the entire time.
75% average energy?
Yeah, getting a grab every minute and 8 seconds. So him and Michelle are lining up these grab and EMPs, literally charging them at the same time.
Fletter and Jae-Hong both 0 deaths so far in this map. No one on Dallas has less than 3 deaths.
Well, it's been great positioning, and then obviously, you know, the Lucio speed boost from Jexay to get them out of trouble. It's been huge.
That's a Dallas grab. EMP coming out here. RCK is hoping to do something about that one, but 4 players are caught up again. Unco still gets Transcendence. That's impressive. It's still not enough, though. Dallas Fuel, they can have all the healing in the world, but if they don't have the use of their faculties, it's all for naught. Jae-Hong down to AKM. He's probably charged up at this point, but so is Fletter, and he's looking for Zachary. Anna trying to hide in the corner, stay alive. Body grenade through at the ground, and now things are getting a bit hairy for Fletter. He's down! RCK chases him into the corner. The payload's been stopped. And now, Matt, there's only 32 seconds remaining for Seoul.
It's crazy with how good their offense has been. Dallas has been able to maintain just long enough here on the defensive end to potentially get a hold from them completing the map. So, see, AKM's got to land a big grab here, Mitch. Now you have no support ultimates outside of this rally for Seoul Dynasty. Big grab could be it.
All eyes on the French superstar from the Dallas field, but Fissure, he'd like to steal the show. Shadow, he gets both support from 2 of them. But the grab in response, great timing. Now to self-destruct. RCK had to find something, but no, it was Fissure that blocked it. He went down for his trouble, though. AKM down to Fletter. RCK trying to hold the front line. OGE was dealing with something in the back corner. It's that constant harassment from Michelle that's making it impossible for him to do his job. RCK is desuited. Now the Transcendence on the point, but Zachary can't even get to the healing. Fletter was standing in between him and his Transing Zenyatta. Now Unco's hacked off in the corner, and Seoul get there. 1 by 1, cutting the limbs off of the fuel in their inexorable push. I'd like to see it. It's going to be a tight one, ladies and gentlemen. We have another half of Kings Row yet to come after the break. Don't go anywhere. This is spicy. Kings Row now, second half with Dallas Fuel on the attack. And I think we can give Michelle the title of the Epic Hacker XD after that. It was very solid Sombra.
4.8 players per EMP. 42 players hacked in the last round. That is you want if you want an example of what Sombra does and how disruptive she can be, that is the perfect way to explain it there.
So now the Fuel have a chance to, you know, try and give Seoul a taste of their own medicine. It's interesting, a bit of a tweak here. RCK on the Sombra, AKM staying on that Zarya. Obviously on the attacking side, like you said, Matt, it does pay to bring that Sombra with you. Both these teams have followed that script to the T so far.
Yeah, we see a lot of the flex tanks play Sombra in some of these compositions because Zarya, although listed as a tank, really is kind of like a damage dealer with the amount of damage she's able to put down, so you want a DPS player to be playing that.
Seoul tried to get aggressive, charge out of the hotel. Dallas disengaged, back of the point. Now they kind of flipped the script here, or swap places. Jack's still low, but got around the corner. OG's still looking healthy though. Close to an Earth Shatter at that. Everyone's gonna be fighting in a very small room. Now we'd show you up and close, but it'd be hard to see anything really. It's gonna be a 2 for 2 either way. Oh, hey, oh, it's a 4v4 currently. RCK, what was he gonna really do on the Sombra here? Zachary in trouble, needs to back up. Let it catches him with that AoE burst.
And OG dies just as he's trying to get the Shatter off. So he builds it up pretty quick, so you imagine you'll have a few more here. That we attack point A, but good defense here early on from Seoul Dynasty. You'll have Jaehong and Unko both with Transcendence. Early rally here for Munchkin. They think they have AKM a little bit too far out, but here comes a push on back from Dallas.
RCK is forced to get out of dodge though. He does get turned on pretty quickly. AKM is super charged up though. OG's trying to get the healing for the Harmony Orb on him, so he needs to chill for just a moment, but there it is. They found Fisher. RCK with that EMP shutting down 3 players, but Jaehong still gets the trans. Very reliable on that Zenyatta. Much as we saw from Unko in the prior half, but not much he can do when he's surrounded by the Dallas Fuel. And that's a comparatively quick take on point A for Dallas.
I'm interested to see if Seoul Dynasty responds with a little bit of a comp change. As you see Jaehong will go over to Ana now. So, you know, the nano boost, if you don't get hit by it, right? Like, let's say they hit like a huge EMP or they switch off with the Sombra, but let's say for argument's sake they had that, you can get that burst heal of like 300 on a Fisher, keep him up, give him some extra damage. That's a much harder to push into. Don't have to worry about the Sombra though. Dallas switches up here for point 2.
Graviton Surge out, that looks quite effective, but great Bardic Grenade used by Jaehong. He actually gets RCK plus some of his own teammates and helps keep them alive. That amplified healing really makes a big difference when your Brigitte has a high Inspire uptime. Sound Barrier, Earth Shatter coming in. A lot of people knocked down by that one, but still nothing yielded from that self-destruct. OG, oh, he was so close to falling. Sound Barrier time from Closer. This match has been unbelievable. Fisher has run over the top of, and Dallas Fuel come to life late in that fight.
And the support play has been really good in this match. Just the positioning of Closer there to not get kind of caught up in the entire mess, to land that Sound Barrier. Now, even the last half, right? Dallas obviously doesn't hold, but Unko's positioning, right? Not to get hit by the EMPs constantly. Yeah. Some really solid support play.
Dallas are encroaching on the Foundry, and Seoul need to put this to a stop. Gonna be a rally to start the fight off, and Fisher again looking for that Earth Shatter. He does get only on towards 1 though, and that was gonna be RCK. Now it's gonna have a little bit of extra healing in this fight, and the nano boost for Fisher. What can he do with it? OGE is run down, but the Graviton Surge holds them in place. Self-destruct in. Oh, they get one! And they got the biggest fish of them all. Fisher has fallen, and AKM love this. You're late in the fight, you're full health, you got 100 charge, you know you're about to enjoy playing some Overwatch. Jaehong falls, a parting gift of the Bardic Grenade, really not doing too much to deter them at this stage. Clean as a whistle.
AKM's been on fire on their offensive attack. He's doubled his average energy, though. He's sitting about like 25 to 30 here, or now above 60% average energy for AKM. I mean, leading the Dallas Fuel in overall hero damage, but down 27% the team's overall damage. AKM having a really good map here on Kings Row.
Transcendence there for Unko. Doesn't have to worry about holding it for a Sombra this time, which is gonna free up some of that mental bandwidth, you know? Yeah. I mean, you might want to hide sometimes, like right about now. Self-destruct directly on the corner. Dallas extra quick engage, but the coordinate Graviton Surge even still. Rally being used. Fisher tries to charge in. Maybe he's gone too far. He's taking a lot of damage. What a turnaround! Dallas to snap back like a sapling in the breeze. And that's 3 kills for them early in the fight.
Munchkin ends up using the rally there because they're trying to desperately to keep Fisher up. It's the only thing they have. So you end up burning the rally. You don't get anything out of it. Michelle plays Sombra here as RCK is switched over to Sombra for the Dallas Fuel, trying to get this one big EMP at the end to win him the map.
The pick on Flatter was big. The Dallas Fuel were operating without closer for a little bit there. He just lets the grab go. He did get hacked up, but now it's going to be the Earth Shatter. Beautiful AKM and Unco both knocked down. That's a good sign for Seoul. They can work with this. The EMP, they don't really capitalize on it too much. They'd rather play more defensively right now, and that will give Dallas some time to breathe, to set up, to go again, as it were. But AKM's down, and they'll have to properly pull out of this one.
You don't have the grab the combo with the EMP. You do have like a shatter. You can hit a big EMP, land a shatter, complete King's Row, then go again, try and take second map here.
All they got to do, Matt, is they got to finish, and then they can just got to capture that first point. RCK, Fisher, no abilities for you, son, and a Discord Orb. He's still alive, though. Beautiful sound barrier from Jackson. The timing couldn't have been better. He's knocked to the ground, but again, Fisher protects him. He returns the favor. A 1-for-1 trade. Michelle is down. He was close to an EMP, but Dallas don't have the gumption to keep pushing this fight, which means Michelle returns to the fray soon with that EMP. Seoul coming up on some big ultimates.
And it was a sick reaction time there for Munchkin as well. When OG lands the shatter, it's just the bash, and then a whip shot knocks OG back. Not able to get any follow-up there.
Oh, that's so nasty. Yeah, well, if you give Fisher the chance to do that.
AKM was actually slept there by Jayhawk.
Yeah.
I think some members of Seoul Dynasty, for Dallas Fuel, came around the corner, tried to help, but then Seoul Dynasty walked right around the shatter since a few players back to the spawn. Still a lot of time for Dallas. I mean, 1:40 here to get the payload, not much further.
As always, it'll be AKM getting caught by those. Transcendence is good for the Dallas Fuel, but they have to use it before Michelle EMPs, obviously, and Michelle right now is working, there you go, right there. So they're gonna try and get in under their skin somehow. Dallas would love to catch them out if they can, but they must be careful. That's a rally from Seoul. They're ready to start to throw down. And Fisher would love nothing more than to charge up in another shatter. Big EMP, that's 6. Oh, it's a 3-man bionic grenade from Jaehong as well. Yuck.
Well, for Dallas, you can't really hide the supports here on this point, because if Unco plays all the way back, let's say he plays in by the Mega Hell Pack, Michelle's going to see that, going to rotate around. Like, it's not enough time between when the EMP goes off and the damage comes down for Seoul for Unco to fly in out of nowhere and use the Transcendence to save. You're going to lose 1 or 2 players by then, and then you may as well not even use the Transcendence to begin
it's just
with.
as well they saved it. Unco is going to be able to use Transcendence into this Graviton surge, but if Jaehong gives Fisher that nano boost, he could build another Earth Shatter in this fight to match OG's. That's something you have to be thinking about as Dallas. It's hard to track ultimates when this is such a factor. And he gets hacked as well while he was slept, so this is delaying Dallas. They want to get out of position. Unbelievable, really? What? Michelle taken down by Closer. This has got to be the opening now. The Graviton Surge used by Seoul to try and stave Dallas off, but I don't think it's going to work. They can definitely smell blood in the water, and they're going after it. Fisher gets nano, doesn't get the Earth Shatter he's looking for, though. Now the Graviton Surge is going to catch Seoul. Beautiful from Dallas. Finally breaking through. Scared seconds remaining on the clock there. You can see Michelle, he doesn't want any of it. He's sitting in the back corner. Get me out of here, he says. Dallas Fuel say, with pleasure. Riding that payload all the way, Michelle. Oh, he's stunned by Zachary. You saw that one coming a mile off. Wow. I'm feeling very complimentary right now for both of these teams.
Yeah.
Dallas Fuel also get it done in overtime.
This is just like their match to kick off the league last year. It was so back and forth. We can take a look at this replay here from Closer. I believe this is when he was able to take out Michelle.
Just the boop at the end for the burst. Oh, he was discorded as well. I see you, Unco.
He may have thought that nobody was going to come back and heal for RCK, and he may have been able to get a D-mech there. But you're playing, you're walking the tightrope there towards the end, right? If he stays alive and gets EMP, you don't know if Dallas completes that part of the map.
This is where it gets spicy. Both teams finished in overtime, which means that both teams must attack again with 1 minute on the clock. This is where we can see that extra spicy stuff. Philadelphia tried to do that to Atlanta today on Volskaya when they went to that tiebreaker. It didn't work out.
You see a fissure with those 13 shatter knockdowns. Only turned 4 into a limbs, and that's kind of tough to follow up on those shatters when most likely you are getting counter shattered or there's a grab coming at you to prevent you from moving forward. And then especially when, like, you know, maybe Ziva would be great to get a lot of those follows up, but you're running the Sombra most of the time, so you're not really able to do that.
Interesting how, you know, Fisher with so many Earthshatter stuns have only been converted into 4 eliminations. I think Seoul are playing quite carefully. They definitely look they are playing more carefully on defense. But both teams are running the Sombra here, so Dallas want that even though they're defending. One pick can change everything. Michelle on Winston. Reinhardt Winston, Matt. Explain this.
You probably want the Winston against the Sombra here, just to like kind of constantly check, be annoying. You could run the Diva. There's a chance though, like obviously, you know, you get hacked, you lose that defense matrix. So just for a little bit more dive potential, try and get in the background, just pressure Sombra out constantly. You're going to run the Winston.
It's a clean disengage, but Dallas need to get back to the point. That's 2 AKM. Automatic killing machine. Pushing straight on in. He's charged up. This is night and day from Thursday, really. The Dallas's ability to disengage. Now, they did give a bit more of that point up than they would have wanted, but if they can hold Seoul back, Matt, that'll be it. 5 seconds left. It is go time, and they have to do it without Captain Jae-Hong. Fisher, Geronimo, heads straight on in there with the pile driver, gets his shield and backs up, but Michelle followed him in. His running mate has been taken down. Fisher with the Discord orb says, I don't want any of this, I'm backing out of Munchkin. Oh, poor Munchkin, all on his own inside a swirling vortex. And Dallas dispatch him rapidly. Fisher doesn't even get across the line. He tries to rappel in. And Flatter, despite being healed by Jae-Hong, he's not touching that point. Does Fuel give up 2/3 of the point to allow themselves to maintain control?
It is a little bit puzzling that, you know, we've talked about how good Michelle has been on Sombra. Like almost like hacking like, you know, 50 players this map. And then you decide to, you know, when Dallas pulls out your Sombra, you decide to run a comp with Wrecking Ball Winston, who are 2 heroes who, you know, when hacked, pretty much die straight away.
Yeah, pork chops. When
it's an interesting decision with a minute to go. Maybe they expected them not to play the Sombra there on D. Just play something a little bit more traditional.
Oh, look, I am confused as to why they don't play like a quad DPS, because when DPS characters are hacked, yeah, it's annoying, but again, a lot of the time they're relying on the effectiveness of their primary fire, not their abilities, obviously to sort of do damage. Obviously, like Reaper is a good example of someone that gets hacked. It's like, it sucks, I can't ghost away, but I can
still do a ton of damage.
Right. Dallas Fuel have got to be happy with this result. 70% was what Seoul managed to amass on that first point, and Dallas with a, you know, a nice little twinkle toes disengage and coming back. AKM getting those 2 quick kills, and I don't blame them for thinking about playing a heavy DPS setup.
We haven't seen this in a while on D. The Orisa Junkrat Widowmaker combination here. This is one that's kind of like fallen out of flavor, so to speak. We haven't seen it, I don't think, so far this season, or if we have, maybe 1 or 2 times. Is Dallas going to use a Sonic Arrow. So what they did is they Sonic the hotel to the left to see if anybody was playing inside there, and they could have wrapped around the corner.
70%. Dallas need that. Remember, it's win or lose here. Still.
So, yeah, double sniper here, and then you're going to have Unco running Roadhog. Maybe you get a halt down from the high ground. You're able to make a play, but already half the time going down here.
AKM Widowmaker, this is taking me back now. Okay, sees the trap.
Fisher's dropped from the high ground, so you needed somebody to contest.
Orisa shield broken. Dallas is still relatively durable. Fisher has to... Oh, Jexter!
Oh, no.
That's the pick! That's the golden shot, and he's got another one! AKM is back! 3 kills with the Widowmaker, and the Dallas Fuel have found the key! And they have split Seoul Dynasty in half. And now they can sit down and enjoy themselves. Finally, the French legend has returned to the stage. Take your bow. We have not seen this kind of play from AKM in a long time. He had such a hard year last year. He copped a lot of flack from the critics, from the fans, even his own team's fans. But he stuck through it no matter what and produced a moment like that for us. Series ain't over, but Dallas are looking good. 2-0. We'll see you after the break.